Well, I was living in a one-bedroom apartment, and very thankful for it. It was everything I needed, uh, and it was safe and affordable, sort of. But anyway, it had some things that would have loved to have had. I didn't necessarily need them, I don't guess. But like the washer and dryer issue was way down the hall, and my refrigerator that I had to defrost, which definitely was a chore. I would be warming up pans of water and trying to drag them over there and put them up in the freezer, things like that. So that's, and probably another thing, probably the major thing, two things, was again the parking issue, where I would have to park sometimes a long ways away. Sometimes I could park right in front of the building, but sometimes I couldn't. It was just first come, first serve. And but another thing, probably one of the main issues, is I didn't have room for my family, which is, really important to me. Um, it was a one bedroom, and the living room was small, much smaller than this. And I didn't really even have room for a table and chairs in there, so when they would come, we would always have to go out to eat because I didn't have a table and chairs, and didn't really have room for people to sit down and eat. So that was probably one of the major things, was not having room, to have my family in. So, but that's really where I was. I love my job. I think I'm so fortunate to have it. It is perfect for me. I work 20 hours a week, and so it's from 1 o'clock until 6 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. And I'm off on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I'm off on holidays. But what I do is I tutor people. I tutor adults who are wanting to obtain their GED, and I tutor students who are struggling in school, elementary students primarily. But it is just very rewarding to do that, to help people who are wanting to better themselves and better their lives and better their children's lives. And then also with the kiddos, it's neat working with them also. They, and especially working with everyone who they think they can't do something, or they can't understand it. But when we break it down for them and they do understand it, and the light goes off, and it really changes how they think about themselves, because they think, I'm dumb, I can't learn things that other people can learn. And then when it's broken down and they are able to see it, again, it really changes how they think about themselves. And they become excited that they can learn, where, they've thought for years that they couldn't. And so it's just perfect for me. I love teaching, and and physically, it's a job that I can sit down at, and as long as I can sit down, I can do the job. And again, I just feel very fortunate to have a job that I can do and that I enjoy so much. Again, the hours are perfect for me. The whole job is perfect for me. Who I work for is CAPE, and it's the Community Action Program of Evansville. And so once a year we have our yearly training. And the population that CAPE works with is the population that Habitat works with. it's the same, pretty much the same population. I applied and then, was accepted, so that it just kind of went from there. It was really neat. My brother lives in Alabama. The one that just came up, I have 4 brothers, but the one that was here this past weekend. But when they heard that I was going to get a house with Habitat, and their church sent a group up to help with the build. And so there were, I think, 8 of them that came up. But anyway, and one was my brother and his wife, or were 2 of them. But it was just a real fun time when they were here. We just, spent a lot of time together. But to have my brother and his wife work on it was special. I will cry. Oh. You have a moment. Oh. Well, because I think the way the program is set up, you're not, I don't like, really, for the most part, programs that give to people without requiring something. And I love the way Habitat is set up, because you help people. You don't give them something. You help them become homeowners. And to be a homeowner, it requires a lot. You have to be working enough to be able to pay a mortgage. And so that encourages you to work. Also, in being a homeowner, it causes you have to really become more responsible. You have to be responsible, or, they teach us to change our filters each month. And that's my grandson. He's 8 years old, and that is his job. And he even reminds me, he says, "Mama Joy, it's time to change the filter." And he climbs up on the stool, takes the filter out, and puts the new one in, and slides it shut. And, that's really good for him. I want him to learn to work and to be responsible for things. But that's why I think, again, I love the program, because you're not giving people something. People have to work for this. And, I just believe if you want something, you should work for it. When you're kind of given something, I feel like you should give back. Let's see. One thing we're thinking about doing is having a program for the people on Shadewood. Like, there's 19 homes on this one street. And so we're going to begin, I don't know what we're going to call it, but something where the people on this street become connected. Like, I know a couple of neighbors pretty well, but I don't know the rest, the other 17 homes. And so we're going to have something, and probably we'll begin here in my home. And then when it grows larger, we'll move to the school across the street. But we're going to have something where we can get together and needs can be brought forth, because a good source of needs being met are other neighbors. And to have a real neighborhood, you have to know your neighbors, or should know your neighbors. And so to have more of that, a real neighborhood where you do, know your neighbors. And when I was growing up, everybody knew everybody on our street. From the kids playing together, and then on Sundays we would, make ice cream, and people would get together, and a lot of the moms on my street did not work, so there was time and to get together, where now a lot of the moms work, who usually the moms are the ones who do the social things. And when you work all the time and you have the children, it is difficult to make time to go know somebody, because to know your neighbors, it takes time and it takes an effort. And so that's what we want to do, is to create a real neighborhood where the neighbors do know each other. And when someone has a need, the other neighbors can know about it, and we can help with that need, whatever, it is. And if we don't have the resources, somebody will know somebody that does have the resources to meet the needs and to help. And something I'm concerned about is I feel like there's way too much trash on our street, and people throwing things down and not picking them up. And I want our street to be nice to drive down through. I want our alley behind our homes to not be trashy. So that's one of my concerns. And I know others will have other concerns about our street, and other people will have ideas about what we can do about these concerns. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll begin meeting in early spring or early summer one, and then we'll kind of see where that goes